many nationalist movements all around the world. Here are a few examples of nationalism. American nationalism, celebrated on July 4th. Quebec nationalism, celebrated on June 24th. Or French nationalism, celebrated on July 14th. But what exactly is nationalism? The word nationalism contains the word nation. Before defining nationalism, we need to understand what a nation is. One definition of nation is a people who live on a specific territory and who may be led by a government. You may think that nation and country are synonyms, but that's not always the case. For example, the United States, France, and Japan are all nations and countries. However, Quebec and Scotland are nations, but not countries. Another definition of nation is a group of people who share a common identity. For example, these people can share their culture, land, language, religion, history, and traditions. Quebec is a good example of a nation because it sits on a defined area of land. It's home to people who speak the same language, and in the past, a majority of the population shared a Catholic heritage. Now that the concept of a nation is clear, let's take a look at nationalism. Nationalism is an ideology that favors a sense of belonging and pride that people feel for a nation. Nationalism is often a reaction to a perceived threat, such as witnessing the language of a people disappear. Nationalism can have different goals, such as promoting the nation's culture. For example, in Quebec, French radio stations must air a minimum amount of French content. Influencing politicians to defend the nation's interests by protecting a language, for example. This is the case in Spain, where the country's constitution protects the Catalan language. Or establishing national sovereignty. For example, Scotland held a referendum on independence in 2014 with the goal of becoming independent from the United Kingdom. As you can see, nationalism can take different forms. Everybody has their own personal vision of nationalism. This means that the intensity of this feeling of belonging to a nation varies from one person to another and also varies over time. Within the same nation, some people may have a strong sense of national pride, while others may identify more or less with their nation for a variety of reasons.